Hello, this is Charles Van Morgan, Nightly News Live, Unbridled. So we're going to talk about a few news occurrences recently and how they affect you. And also I want to thank the Forest Players 956. Maybe a late thank you, but they did a critique of my political campaign in the past, and I listened to it today. And thank you all. This young kids, you might want to look at the video that are talking about my political campaign and giving a very good critique of it. And God bless you all, young children. The Bible has a warning to not mistreat young children. It says it's better that a millstone were hanged around their head and they be cast into the sea than to mistreat one of these little ones that trust in Him. So thank you all, and thank you all for the views on the video I put out the other day. A lot of comments and a lot of views, a lot of likes on the video I did about stolen valor in the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And keep up the spreading that video. It's a powerful video, and watch it if you haven't watched it. It's on my YouTube channel. And today also, I cannot forget Easter. This is Easter Sunday. It represents the resurrection from the dead of Jesus Christ after He suffered and died for all who will believe in Him and trust in Him for the remission of sins. And I'm a Christian. I believe that. So today's a powerful day. It's Jesus Christ's victory over death and hell. And so God bless you all. I hope that you trust in that. But we're going to cover some news incidences. The Tennessee Supreme Court decided just last month in Smith versus Tennessee Blue Cross Blue Shield for corporations that a corporation can fire an employee for redressing its grievances to the legislature in Tennessee. That's supposed to be protected under the Constitution. And Blue Cross Blue Shield fired Miss Smith because she sent an email to legislators about the mandates of the COVID-19 vaccination. And the Blue Cross Blue Shield fired her after she did that, which is, a corporation is your employee at will. And whether or not you agree with that or disagree with that, it sends a powerful message that if you're working for a corporation, you have to obey what the corporation says. Even First Amendment rights cannot apply to corporations. And you combine that with a 2010 decision in the Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission that decided that a corporation can give unlimited funds to political campaigns as long as they do it indirectly and they don't give it directly to the candidate. They can contribute as much money as they want to advertise for a candidate, as long as they're not in direct communication with the candidate. So that is a powerful thing in Tennessee. Almost got run over by a car. So yeah, noisy cars. So yeah, they can give as much money as they want, and that combined with the Tennessee case gives corporations a lot of power to run the government, and you can't speak out against them even to the legislature in Tennessee, or they can fire you. And they can give as much money to political campaigns as they want to, as long as they don't do it directly. They can advertise, for instance, Marsha Blackburn all over billboards in the state of Tennessee, as long as they don't give it directly to her. And it's really Marsha Blackburn you. So that is taking the power away from you, the people, and giving it to corporations. So is the government really run by the people, you, or is it run by corporations? So, you know, I remember back a few years ago, an owner of a taxi company, similar to me, when Uber, the corporation, was taking over Knoxville, and he said, he was on the news, and they were talking about Uber coming into Knoxville, Tennessee, and he said that they've taken over a lot of cities in Tennessee, but he said blatantly and arrogantly, they're not going to take over Tennessee. Excuse me, they're not going to take over Knoxville, because that's where his taxi company was. Just a few short months later, he went out of business. So they did, in fact, take over Knoxville. That's concern to his business. So you have to be very careful when you say something pretty arrogantly. And I can tell you all that the corporations and the politicians, as opposed to what I say, power to you, the people, and not the politicians or the corporations, that the politicians and corporations are not going to take over Tennessee. They've taken over other states, but they're not taking over Tennessee. But I'm not going to say that, because I can't tell you that, because they already have taken over and they've got power, and they might continue. The thing is, we might be able to get Tennessee, power to you, if we work hard, but we can't be arrogant about that. We have to work hard and get people to the voting booths, which is the ultimate goal. So I'm not going to say corporations and politicians are not going to take over Tennessee. The law's in their favor, and they have the political parties and the political platforms to put any bum in office. They could go down to under the Henley Street Bridge or any homeless area in the state of Tennessee, and they could literally get any candidate they want. And I'm not saying all the people there are bad, but they could get any crackhead they want, let them run for office, and they could put them in public office. And they would win, because of the political parties and the corporations. But they don't serve you. They serve the corporations, and they serve the politicians, and your voice gets left out. So what I'm saying is to you is the concept of they're not going to take over Tennessee is wrong. They will, and they have. We need to fight back by hard work and dedication. Power to you, the people. Charles Van Morgan, because I speak for you. And if you see campaign signs, for example, advertising Marsha Blackburn, and there's going to be a lot of them, and you see highly publicized, a lot of commercials, and a lot of information put out about a candidate, ask yourself, who's paying for that? Are you paying for that? Probably not. Or is Marsha Blackburn's sold out political corporations paying for all that? They can give an unlimited amount of money to her, and if you even write your legislatures regressing that, then you're gonna lose and you're not gonna win. So I would be very careful about voting for political candidates that are highly publicized, whereas our method of winning elections is to power to you, the people, for friends calling friends, contact all. So if you get a phone call from me, from one of our supporters, then you know that you are the ones. That's your campaign, not millions of dollars, because we're not going to have the money. But there's one thing more important that what money can't buy is people power. And there are more of us than there are them. They've got more money, but we've got more votes. All we have to do is get the votes together. So remember that. We can't arrogantly say that we're going to take over the power, because we have to work hard at it. We have to be dedicated, and we might be able to if we work hard enough. So remember that, and especially what's in the news now. And also remember to call all your friends, contact all, and tell them to contact all, and tell them about power to you, the people, and this campaign to put power back in the hands of Tennesseans. God bless you all. That's all for this night's edition of Charles Van Morgan Unbridled News. And remember Easter, trust in the Lord. I do. And we love you all, and good night.